Hello and welcome to episode number 6 of League Talk. Today we're talking about the Season 3 World Championships, and today I am your host, Hector Gutierrez, aka Moose or Hero 94, and I am joined today by a few awesome people, starting over there. Who are you?
I think this is working, but either way, hi, it's Leon. I don't understand why Moose left during this intro because we didn't do shit.
Yeah, this is serious business for
Yeah,
once.
I mean-
I don't get why we have Mr. Chuckles
Yeah.
hosting this anymore.
Why I would laugh? Yeah, it has nothing to do with the fact that Jimmy's like rapid action muting and unmuting. But who are you? Who are you again? Actually, over there.
Well, was I rapid action
I don't know.
muting? Was I?
Maybe, Mr.
You're starting to hear things now, Moose.
Jimmy? Oh, okay, Mr. Jimmy Leyva over there.
Okay,
Okay.
but hi, it's Leon.
Leon, over there. Jimmy, C2C, over there.
Yep.
Moose, right here.
Moose,
Yes.
God.
Yes, there you go.
Yep.
All right.
Like that.
So, like always, we're gonna start off with what you guys have been doing this week. What you been up to, Anthony?
Oh God, dude, you do not know how happy I am this week. I finally am on break for school, so I can catch up with a lot of my gaming and just stay up until like 3 in the morning playing games. It's gonna be so amazing.
So you have this week off?
I had this week off, yeah. It's been 2 weeks since we've had the podcast, right?
Correct.
Okay. In the past 2 weeks, I've been watching the championships go on. That's really nice. And then playing some League. I got into my Gold 4 promo like last weekend. So that's been fun. And then the 2 days I've been on break, I picked up an anime, and I finished an entire 25 episode anime in 2 days.
It's the life.
Hey, like it was a pretty good anime, to be honest. Like
It is. It's actually, yeah. Actually, and season 2 just started. So
yeah,
so episode 1 just came out, I think, yesterday. So that's pretty cool.
yeah.
I'm also watching the anime. He got me hooked onto it now. So
yeah,
I'll probably be finishing it in like 3 days.
yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah. What about you over there, Jimmy?
Let's see. I've been for the first part of the between podcasts, I was playing a lot of Final Fantasy XIV still. Decided to kind of simmer down on that. Then I started playing a lot more League and watching the Championship Series as a result. The Championship Series, the World Finals, and yeah, that's mostly been my gaming stuff. I haven't been catching up on animes or any of that. I might take a look at some of the stuff that you guys recommended before the show, but who knows?
This new season looks really bright for me. It's definitely a lot better than the past like 2 seasons I've seen.
What are we talking about?
Animes.
What?
Anime.
Animes.
Okay.
The animes.
The
Yeah.
enemies. Okay, yeah. And myself, same old League, busyness with school, catching up on anime, World Finals. While at work, I'm just like watching the World Finals. Yeah, I'm working. Yeah, yeah. Getting hot. No, it was pretty bad sometimes. I got in trouble for having my phone out. Who cares? It was worth it. But Final Fantasy 14, not as much. I've slowed down a lot on that game. The hype train has kind of slowed down. Oh man, don't have your League open while you do a podcast because everybody sends you invites apparently. But
I don't have that many friends. God, Moose. Way to make me feel bad.
I have max friends list, so I gotta start racing people. But regardless, we it's been a good week. It's been a pretty good week overall. So, as we know, the Season World Finals just happened on Friday, 2 days ago. And the winners were SKTT1.
Go Korea.
Yeah, I think everybody called that.
I think all of us called it.
Yeah.
But I think I had the path pretty accurately.
Yeah, he called it. He called the edge.
I think I had that, except for of course Cloud9 Fnatic, but
That was just disappointing, dude. When
I kind of knew not to vote for Cloud9, but I had to. North America.
yeah, like when I was walking home and I saw the results, like, God damn it, Clone9. God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured, and once
Mhm.
again, I kind of said Royal, and I was like, if Royal wins, they're gonna make it to the end, and I was like, but it was good, it was good. So the first game they had was Najim Black Sword versus SKTT1.
SKTT1. Yeah.
Yeah. What was your guys' thoughts on that game, on that set, I should say?
I feel like it was really close. I feel like SKTT1 was pushed to its limits that game. It was definitely more exciting than the finals, in my opinion.
Yes.
Like that match, like pushed Faker and Piglet to their carry status of godlikes.
Yeah, Piglet was on another level. Like I know Jimmy almost wasn't watching it, and I was like, Jimmy, you gotta get in here, it's so good. And then you were like,
Yeah, and I'm pretty glad that you actually told me, like, yo, you need to watch this. This is the games to watch. And I'm like, all right, let's check it out. And yeah, it was probably the most eventful matches that were part of this finals. Yeah, it was really interesting and exciting to watch. Just these high level players go at it, and yeah, Faker was pushed to his limit. Piglet was pushed to his limit. Everybody was pushed to their limit, in my opinion. So it was pretty good.
I think the person I wanna give it to though, I think like basically one of the best plays is Nagne. I think Nagne just outperformed Faker in probably 4 of the 5 games, and just played phenomenal. It was just insane to see him playing as good as he was, and I don't think he got enough credit for that set. Nagne he's their mid for of course Nigel Blacksword, and just played Gragas. I want to say 3 of the 5 games, and just fantastic.
Dude, Gragas
Play.
was like a wrecking ball this whole entire tournament.
It was.
Yeah, that's something that the analysts actually made a really big point of, where SKT had to adjust their strategy from just having Faker do like his good old thing and just carry the team, and they had to elevate Piglet to that star status in their picks and bans and all that good stuff.
Hmm.
The other issue was they didn't really have an answer for Jax. I felt like Jax kind of. I know Jax only came in really game 5, and game 4 Najim Blacksword has Jax, but game 5 I feel like he was just able to he didn't have like too amazing of a score, but he was just able to split push so well, and I think that's what won that game really effectively.
And just duel really well.
Yeah, it was just great. Like I think, like I said, SK that was probably my favorite set of the whole finals. I had said originally SKTT1 Blacksword is probably gonna be the closest game, and I was saying that, and as much as I felt it, I was never really truly sure. But then when I saw it, I was just like, yeah, it's a good set.
I mean, they're both really good teams, and they just had to go against each other in the semis.
Yeah. I think Nagne has been the only person who's been able to shut down Faker. Like I think game 1 Faker was like 0-4 or something at the end of the thing. Yeah, 0-4-4. It's just like insane. But besides that, that was the only game Faker was really able to get shut down. After that, Faker came back and was just like, nah. You think you got me, Nagne, but nah. And then Nagne just continued to go pretty even with him in lane. And then late game, Faker managed to get all the kills.
Yeah.
It was
Whew,
great.
it was quite the match.
I was also sad day for Actually, we missed 2 weeks, meaning we didn't really
We didn't cover any of the finals, like
we
after
didn't cover
the group
any
stage.
of the finals then, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Mhm.
So, oh man, I'm jumping the gun here, guys. You guys, why didn't you tell me this?
Yeah,
Jeez.
you were so excited to talk about the hype matches that I'm like, you know what? Let's not stop Moose. Let's let him go.
Well, I think the hypest match was, of course, Gamma Bears and SKTT1.
God. I forgot who. That was just a sweep for SKT, right?
Yeah, it was a 2-0 SK. It was Gamma Bears just kind of like had that like slow paced game, and overall they played really strong. You could see them like their mid Maple played, I think, Cassidy and let me see who else he played. Cassidy and Ari, and game 1 with his Cassidy had a really good game. Game 2 he kind of got stomped. Because once Faker gets like warmed up, you just can't stop him. And overall it's just great. Great performances.
I mean, Faker did so amazing. Like, oh my god.
Yes. That is a very good point. Like, very good point.
All
Yeah. Oh, another
like
thing,
all star.
Gamma Bears brought out Top Shyvana, which was really like, what? It's kind of crazy.
It's pretty good. I forget? Did that lane win? I don't remember if it did or not.
No. No, it didn't.
Like,
Shyvana's not going to be the Renekton top.
all I know is that it looks pretty good, and then I saw it in solo queue a few times.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not what we needed it to be.
Yeah. And then Shiro's Dark Horse Gambit.
Oh man,
Quarterfinals.
that almost happened. People were scared after that first match. It's like, oh no. But
Like, Gambit's on a roll. Can Najee and Blackstar pull through?
yeah, no. After they got the ball rolling, it was pretty evident that Gambit was not going to win. Like, just seeing how, like, after they kind of adjusted their strategy, because that match is kind of hazy for me, but I remember that was some weird picks that they did in the first match, and then after they got their act together, they're like, nah, you're not going to beat us anymore.
Well, game one, they had Diana mid, then it was Twitch Nunu bot. No, I'm sorry. Twitch Thresh bot, and Nunu in the jungle and Vega.
Yeah, it was the Nunu jungle that
mid.
everybody was kind of questioning because
It was really, like, useless.
yeah, it was. He didn't really counter jungle a lot, which is what you expect a Nunu pick, jungle pick to do, and he just didn't synergize as well with the team. So,
I do want to say one thing. Like, sure, I don't necessarily say it was the Nunu's fault. He was 0-4-10. He was actually involved with 10 of the 11 kills Najee and Blacksword had that game.
yeah, and I mean they made it work. Game 3, I think. The Nunu
They did,
pick.
yeah. When they had the Nidalee pick.
Yeah.
They just needed to make that team comp actually work around the Nunu, which is.
I think the issue was they weren't putting enough pressure on stuff, and that's the reason why the Nunu wasn't very useful, because they weren't putting enough. They were losing out in towers. They weren't really going for dragons, and they just didn't have enough map pressure around, and that's just what really affected them. And Genja was just like unstoppable that game also. But game two, Prey and Kane, who most people were calling them the best bot lane entering this tournament, and they just came to play. Prey and Kane just were just on another level during this game 2 and game 3.
Dude, Voidal went 0-8 in that match.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
That's pretty. Ouch.
Like, all the records across the, like, it looked pretty one-sided, just judging from, like, the stats, because LHH went 0-4 and Genja went 0-2 and Voidal went 0-4 or 0-8. So.
That's been pretty. It's been some wild stuff.
And then game 3, oh my god, I love the Nidalee pick. You don't know how happy I was when I saw that Nidalee pick.
Really? Why is that?
I love Nidalee. I could play Nidalee for the longest time, and then I found out that how useless she can be during team fights.
Yeah, that's her biggest issue is like her team fight. You basically do everything in human, cat, and then go in. But like she has such good cleanup. She has such good cleanup.
Yeah. It was
no.
like solo queue. They force a lot of team fights, and they don't give you enough time to poke, which Nidalee didn't do.
Another thing I want to make a point: Expression game 3, 205 for Renekton has a Thornmail.
Yeah.
Seems not a very seen item. I think that's the only time someone built that in the whole like finals.
I wonder what pushed them to build it. Because I mean, Genja wasn't doing very much. Most of the team wasn't doing very much damage. I mean,
exactly, and that's the reason why it made even less sense. Because their only real AD was
Genja.
Was Genja with a Trinity Force Kog'Maw, so
a lot of damage is kind of like.
Yeah. Overall, I was pretty scared when Gamma came in game 1 and was just like stomp fest, and I was just like, oh. And then Jimmy was like, I guess the Black Horse isn't that bad of a pick, huh?
Nah, it was one of those things where I was like, you know what? If there's gonna be an upset, that might be it. But it just didn't happen afterwards. So.
Pretty good.
And the next game, Royal OMG, was actually the game I came in pretty confident with, picking Royal. And I think both of you guys picked OMG, correct?
I thought I picked Royal.
I picked OMG. I think I was the only one that did that.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. PF, you did say OMG. I mean Royal, and but you were still kind of like iffy about it because you weren't so sure about how it was going out.
Yeah,
And,
like my only point was that if they beat them in their playoffs, they were doing something right.
Yeah, and I remember coming Royal just looked phenomenal. Like Tabe had the most clutch ults with his Sona and his Annie that he played one game, and it was 2-0 in favor of Royal. Just stomp. I don't even think OMG like had a chance that whole time.
Yeah, it was. Oh my gosh. Oh, Tabe so good. Uzi too.
Oh, it was the Uzi train. It was definitely I think Uzi carried both games. It was just his Vayne was he like 1v3'd once with his Vayne and he survived with like a sliver of health. It was insane. This man was just like so good.
Hyper carry Vayne. Don't you know?
Don't you know? Good points.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, overall, it was just like I said, the two chains. I was very unhappy. Like I wasn't very happy with the way that the first part of the worlds got set up, but overall, it turned out all right. What about you? Go ahead.
I was going to ask you if you were talking about the group stages or just
just the bracket. The bracket. I wish people would have pulled different names. I really wish SKTT1 and Gamma Bears wouldn't have gotten each other, and I really wish OMG Royal wouldn't have got each other.
Fair enough.
You never know. Maybe things would have panned out differently if the different matches were.
Like let's say Royal would have played against SKTT1 Game 1. Like I mean, in the first round of brackets, that could have been a completely different.
Yeah, outcome.
Yeah,
outcome. Because Royal started out of the gate like on fire. You know, if SKTT1 didn't have that same fire game like the first rounds, because people were saying Gamma Bear were weak, so maybe because if they would have had a stronger opponent, they could have lost right then and there. Considering it was only a 2 of 3 also instead of like the 3 of 5.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
There's a lot more risk dropping a game in that kind of series.
Exactly. What about the Cloud9 Fnatic? What do you guys all think about that one?
I was kind of disappointed with Cloud9's performance. I know I called the Fnatic win there, but I was expecting a little bit more out of Cloud9.
I was expecting a lot more. My Cloud9 train, it got derailed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty. It was pretty lackluster, to be quite honest. Especially that game 3 when they essentially lost it by fucking bush checking.
Yeah, I mean.
I think. Oh, go ahead, PF. I'm sorry.
I feel like that the game 3 was just kind of underperformed. I feel like they could have executed that a lot better, in my opinion.
I think the main issue was they allowed Xpeke to get casted in.
Yeah.
You don't allow that man to get casted in.
Yeah, they didn't I mean, that's an NA thing. You just don't respect the Kassadin, but in Europe, it's like,
Like, if you're gonna allow him to have Kassadin, you need to either send 2 mid or do something of that sort to stop it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I went 0-6.
Yeah, it was pretty bad overall. I think Meteos was like the only like decent player that played in all 3 games. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Isn't Meteos the youngest player on that team too?
One of them. I think he might. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Because I think Sneaky's 19 or 20. I think Meteos is 18.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Don't quote anything I say about these people's ages, because I really don't know.
I mean, I was just curious as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just felt like they really underperformed, and I didn't see this. Game 2, Lemonation bought 3 Negatron Cloaks.
Real?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Maybe he did that at the end as they were winning?
Maybe.
That's kind of crazy. Lemonation has some ridiculous things. I know. I'm not sure if he did it this game. Yeah, this game, on his Zona, he actually, Zona and Zyra, he built mana manipulators. And that's kind of been an item nobody really gets, but with a Corki in lane, it's really nice, and it allows a lot of like DPS to go out. And like more and more, you're allowed to harass more and poke more, and it's really nice. So I'm kind of happy that he pulled that out. He's trying to show some more versatility with like different items, like just showing how good some different items can be in different situations.
Yeah. All right, those are quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Cloud9, why you have to disappoint us?
Why you gotta be so bad, Cloud9?
God damn it.
Another thing I wanted to talk about. Go ahead, Jimmy. Actually,
The one thing I will say though is I think that the conversation would have been really different had there been like a losers bracket, because I think that Cloud9 just was not. They weren't as warmed up as Fnatic, to be quite honest.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to bring up at the end of the whole bracket.
Okay, we'll get into a little bit more in depth about that.
But also another thing about the SKTT1 Najin Black Sword game was, as I said, Prey and Kayn were supposed to be like the #1 bot lane coming in, and Piglet and Pooh Mandu just kind of made them look not that strong bot lane, and it was kind of insane to see them outshine them pretty much almost all 5 games. So, because I know Piglet was. What's that?
Which match is this?
SKTT1 Black Sword.
Okay.
I just wanted to bring up this part because, like, I know game 1 SKTT1 lost, but Piglet was the only people even keeping them in this game. Piglet finished 6-1 somehow, 6-1-5, which is crazy. So, yeah. So it was like
8-2. God.
I know, so good. It was a lot of things that happened, and overall, well played on both teams. I feel like, and once again, SKTT1 just managed to find that game 4 and 5 win. But
so close.
So then we had Fnatic and Royal, and everybody was doubting Royal. Everybody was like, Royal, I don't know about them. Fnatic all the way, because Fnatic was just kind of on this like train wreck.
Mm-hmm.
We
And
all
then, train wreck, all right, at the end.
I think the biggest thing that was they just couldn't stop Godlike. I think, or no, that's not true. They just stopped him on. Like on the 3 games that they won, Godlike was just doing so much. He was just on like game 1, he picked Jax and just they first picked Jax and were like, we don't care, pick whatever the fuck you want. We're gonna beat you. And they did.
And it managed to stomp them.
Oh.
Oh God. Like, I watched. This was the Friday match, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So like, I was like right as the match started, I watched the first 2 matches and I had to leave. It was like SKT or World Clubs got this, and then the Fnatic got game 3. I was like, maybe. And then like,
being pretty stompy.
Yeah, game 4, I kept like tuning in like every now and then. I was like, they're not dealing with Uzi. I'm like, yeah, that's a problem there. They didn't
like Uzi White did really well. Just overall, it's just.
I heard they almost threw it completely.
They did almost throw game 4, I think it was, where essentially they were like really far ahead and they went for like a Baron. It's just like.
I think
Pushu played really well on game 4. He was 16-5-16 on Varus, and like he was just kind of like they were starting to come back from a team fight that they that basically Royal Club threw, and just allowed Pushu to live throughout the whole thing, and they're coming back from that. Then Pushu got caught, I think, on one of the team fights towards the end, and they just used that to win.
That was the one where he flashed and net to get hit to him, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Overall, like Royal was just like insane, and Tabe got caught a lot all games. Like Tabe's performance, like during laning phase and like during anything that wasn't a team fight was not on point. Like I feel like he got caught a lot. He died probably the most of anybody on his team, but the ults he had with his Sona and Annie, which were basically and a couple Zyra ones that I remember, were just so phenomenal. It's just like I understand why he was there, and the fact that he's the shot caller and their initiator in most calls, it just works out really well.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I will be right back.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
One second.
What?
Uh,
Oh no, now we have to talk behind his back. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, like overall though, like I was not as hyped up for the Fnatic Royal game as much as I thought I'd be, considering the matchup. But I hardly remember a thing from it, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it was just pretty much like Royal just stomp, stomp, stomp. They just never they gave him they gave Xpec a fizz every single time and he just got shut down by Ori.
Yeah.
What I miss?
No.
We talked trash about you.
Yeah,
Oh.
we talked mad trash about you.
You jerks.
Yeah.
You're such jerks.
Well, we
Yep.
try.
Yep.
Wait, are we still on the Royal versus Fnatic match, or are we?
Yeah,
on
like
to
I
that?
think that
No, we're now actually on the Fnatic Gamma Bears match.
the Fnatic Gamma Bears match. I wish that were a thing. I really wanted to see more Gamma Bears, to be quite honest.
Everybody did.
Yeah, because I mean, like when you lose against SKT1, it's like, all right, they can make anybody look real bad. So it's like I didn't get a good read out of their skill level.
Yeah.
Gamma Bears. The Bears.
Gamma Bears.
The bear jokes, dude. So,
I
yeah,
almost couldn't bear it.
I hate you.
It was simply unbearable.
Like, Freak was making them throughout the match. I was like, God, Freak, that wasn't necessary. And it was like, boo. I was like, yes, please do it. So good.
So, yeah, overall. Then we had the finals.
Can we talk
And-
about the performance? Can we talk about like the pre-game performance?
Yes. So they had this performance. And what'd you think about the performance, Jimmy?
Holy crap, that was like one of the weirdest things I saw at the end of it. Like, I get what they were going for. Like, the orchestral stuff, I'm like, alright, I get where you're going, A+, this is League of Legends stuff, whatever. Then the
I'm
Chemical
confused.
Brothers came out, and I was like,
And I was okay with it.
I thought it was pretty good, because, I mean, they helped out with the Lucian theme song, so I was like, alright, give them a shout out, I like some of their stuff. It was A-okay. And you got the guitarist coming out, and I was like, what is going on here? Is this guy supposed to be like the new champion, or are they just making a good old shout out to 12 from Street Fighter Third Strike? What's going on here? And I was like, I'm kind of confused here, Riot, but okay. Then that one lady with the cello came out. I'm like, this full on weird. I don't know what's going on.
Wait, what did I miss?
Wait, you didn't see that?
I didn't see the pregame, no.
Oh my
Oh.
god! So essentially, a guy with a guitar comes on like an all-white suit with like his right arm and
Calling
shoulder
it a
and like
suit?
mask. I don't even know what it was. Okay, it was
It was
something.
it was like white, really weird body armor with some like Christmas lights on. So, oh man.
Oh, also, sorry to the people in chat that were watching this. We kind of forgot about you a little bit, but we do read it normally. It was just kind of like,
Work it in as we can.
yeah,
Yeah, we
weren't
work
really
it in as we
thinking too
can.
much.
If you have any
Um,
questions, we'll be more than happy to answer.
Yes. And you did say that he didn't buy a Bork as Kog'Maw, but he had a Trinity Force, which if you have a Trinity Force, you shouldn't really be buying a Bork, in my opinion. So that's why he went in Fedge. Bork is not really that much of a standard item on Kog'Maw as it used to be now with the different variations. So I totally understand that. That to me, Thornmail is much crazier than not having Bork on Kog'Maw. But yeah, the performance, you gotta watch it, PF.
It's absolutely. It was bizarre. That is the word for that. It was bizarre.
Like the reason I missed is because I was at F&M when this was happening,
how?
and I was going on a rec train because I went 4-0 in the Swiss.
Oh shit! What were we playing?
I was playing Esper Control.
Very nice, very nice. All right. Yeah. So it was pretty bizarre. It was. I can't even describe it with a word besides bizarre, and even that I don't think explains what it was.
I need to watch this now. If they even have it on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, it kind of set the tone, to be quite honest, because ultimately it was also underwhelming compared to the stuff that they did in All Stars and in the NA finals and stuff. It left you kind of wanting more, and with the matches that followed, it kind of fit the entire night. If we're gonna be real here.
Oh, Crystal Method got shafted. Yeah, that was kind of overall. It was just kind of like I said, underwhelming. And overall, just not what I was expecting from it. So
I won't be able to find it. Ah.
I'd be really surprised if that's not archived somewhere.
I'm going to be sad if it's not. God. But the animation they did was pretty good. I like that animation.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
the
but that
animation.
wasn't even released only for Worlds. You know what I mean? Everybody had already seen it before then.
I haven't seen it, so.
Oh, it was on the front page of the thing, so that's the reason why we were kind of all like.
Yeah,
whatever.
it was. If you subscribe to Riot Games on YouTube, it actually appeared on their subscription feed.
Well,
I thought it was well made. I was kind of disappointed that like none of the teams were really huge. Like none of the finals teams were hugely represented there.
It was like OMG and that's it.
Yeah,
Like a lot of
Cloud-
teams like
let's see, from the 8 they had Cloud9, Fnatic,
OMG.
OMG.
I didn't see SK Telecom in there.
SK Telecom wasn't in there. It was like a Zubu Frost and stuff like that.
Yeah, they had a Zubu Frost and a Zubu Blaze.
And CJ
Oh.
are they technically CJ Antis now or are they?
Yeah, they're Entis now, technically, yeah. But they had TSM,
They had Gambit.
Gambit. Oh, I guess Gambit is another one. I forgot about Gambit. That's right. No Black Sword. Like it was just so ridiculously crazy.
They had Scar in there.
Dignitas. Yeah,
Yeah, they had
Dignitas.
Scaras, Gragas.
That was good. I thought it was really well made, even if it didn't have everybody like Dyrus coming out as Jace. That was cool.
Blitzcrank.
Mad Life with Blitzcrank. Yeah.
And then I don't know who the Lux player was. Was that Froggen?
No. That was who was the Lux player? I don't know. I'd have to watch it again. Regardless, like if they made a League anime, I'd probably watch it.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Hashtag I'd watch League anime. Let's get it going.
Yeah, that was the joke of the night. Hashtag things Hotshot GG would do. Hashtag. What was the other one? Hashtag things OMG would pick or something?
Something crazy.
Yeah.
Hashtag Hotshot GG. God.
Well, what happened was Faker was like, because Faker kind of was originally known as having like an insane LeBlanc play, because LeBlanc was just super fun. Like that's what he climbed a lot of the ladder with to get to to get to challenger #1. And he put in the interview, he's like, actually, I don't consider myself that good. Hotshot GG's LeBlanc is way better than mine. And he's like, I don't see people saying hashtag things Hotshot GG does.
and the big thing that I said is like to counter is like, yeah, that hashtag would be just filled with just throws. That's the thing that people would put up there.
Yeah, well, one was like accidentally picked the wrong chip and a champ and locked in. Hashtag things Hotshot GG does.
Yep.
God.
This is good. That was good overall.
Faker's so good.
Faker's too good. But besides that, then we got the finals, and were they underwhelming like the performance?
Least climactic finals I've ever watched.
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
Like, the sweep was okay, but like that was so anticlimactic. Like SK Telecom barely made it through Mount Niger Black Sword, going against Renal 3-0. Okay. Like, oh my gosh.
And they performed really well. SKT1. I don't know if it was necessarily Royal not coming to play, or if Royal just, or if they were just really outclassed.
Like the thing that it kind of stuck out to me was they just didn't have an answer to half the things that SKT1 was picking. Like the Jax pick was just like, all right, well, I don't know.
Well, they also picked Gragas, and Gragas was just like, hey, I'm gonna wreck your guys' face in today.
Yeah, they picked Oriana into Gragas too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they just didn't have. I don't know if it's just the pool because there's only so many answers you could have to some of the champions that SKT1 picked, or if it's just the lack of skill to like actually utilize like hard counters against those champions. I don't know.
I mean,
Because actually, that reminds me of one of the things the analysts point out, which was like, why aren't they picking stuff like Singed against the Jax? Singed does really well against the Jax, and then they picked, I think it was Malphite, or it was something weird against to pick against the Jax.
I mean, they played SKT1 played Jax all 3 games, and they let that through they let that through every single game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think
They let
game 3,
Zed through, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I couldn't believe they let Zed through. Like when the moment that everybody saw Zed and they were just like, ah.
And then they picked a Cassidy into it too.
Oh yeah, again the picks were just bizarre too. I forgot about that Cassidy.
I remember game 3 they decided, oh, we got an answer for Jax. It's called Kennen. Then they didn't scout properly, and what happened was they had a 2v1 top instead of what they thought was going to be Jax. And Kennen face checks his own bush, and who's in there? Oh, it's Zyra and who was it? Caitlyn that they played? Yeah, Zyra. No, it was
Corki.
Yeah, Corki. Okay, it was Zyra Corki. Huh? Time to get chipped. Oh, that hurt. Kennen had it back. Then they do a lane swap. Kennen goes bot lane against the Jax. Kennen's level 3, Jax is level 6. Jax tower dives him. There's a free kill. It's just snowballed dramatically from there, and it was just.
God, I got shafted on that game.
Yeah. Oh, I just want it was 2, 3, 8, 11, 12 kills to 2.
God.
Yeah.
And Weiss had all those kills.
Yep. It was just overall like an underwhelming performance. Piglet just came and it was just dominated bot lane. Piglet was just on a tear.
He took the momentum he took from the semifinals and his previous matches just like wrecked the rest of the team.
Yeah. Exactly, and like it was just so much bad there, and I understand there's a lot of things that like I just don't understand why you would let Jax and Zed through, and why you wouldn't decide to ban Jax when it was that much of an issue. It just didn't make much sense. Like
these finals was just really disappointing in my opinion.
I think a ban of Jax that game instead of the Shen may have been a lot better, but okay, yeah. Overall, just like how you guys saying overall disappointing, but what would you guys like to see different in next year's finals?
So the thing that I already mentioned was maybe the format should be different to allow people that get out of the group stages to actually show their chops, like at least give them a second chance, like in a losers bracket or something, because like I mean. I think that Cloud9, Gamma Bears, and even like Moscow 5, I was about to call him not Moscow 5, Gambit. There you go. Like those guys could definitely perform at a level where people are hyped. There's definitely a fan base there that wants to see more of them. Like give them a better shot. Make a losers bracket or something, or a wild card. Of sorts.
I think what they need to do is they need to get rid of the group stages. So there was 10 teams in the group stages, 4 in the finals, a total of 14. So what they could do is, if they don't want to have, I would say have a winners losers bracket, have just a single round robin, and eliminate 2 teams from each one. -4, that's 10 teams. Then have 2 teams or 4 teams start in the bottom bracket, and 2 teams already have a bye or something. Like I don't know, maybe have people just start in the losers bracket, something, because I think having the group stages gives some teams so much momentum. Because if SKT1, let's say, wouldn't have finished, they finished 7-1, they wouldn't have had those 7 or 8 games played to hype them up to the momentum that they were. They may have not performed to the way they were, but at the same time, if let's say Cloud9 would have been the group stages and would have like, let's say, also steamrolled their group and finished like 6-2, let's say, they could have had a completely different outcome.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that was one of the biggest things that helped Fnatic. Fnatic dominated their polls. They were like, I think they were 7-1. Their only loss was to Vulcan, and then just came into here with so much confidence going against
so
Cloud9.
much momentum.
And so much momentum. It's just done. There's just nothing they could do.
I think that a group stage could work, but in the context of a much larger winners-losers bracket. Like, I mean, make them fight for that, like, to be in the winners instead of the losers or something like that.
Or
Maybe
just have
have like
everybody in group stages and make it so top 8 make it out.
So, actually, that kind of goes to the point of like why it was kind of why like C9 and Musket Gambit why like it was kind of underwhelming just seeing like those teams just like perform once and then they're done.
Well,
Like,
Gambit
was in group stages, yeah. That was a poor example, but like C9 is the big team that I'm thinking of here when it's like you know that they could have done a lot of really crazy things against like maybe Gamma Bears, maybe Gambit.
Even against Gambit, Royal,
Like,
OMG, you never know.
And it's just like we're not here to like the League of Legends community isn't here to just watch these blowouts against these teams. Like we genuinely want to watch these teams perform to the best of their ability, and even Gaming Gear EU had more time than like C9 did. If we're like taking score here,
Exactly, and that's something. Mineski and GGU had more game time than both Gamma Bears and Cloud9 put together.
so it's kind of like it's not really fair to like C9's like level of skill to just get shafted that way. So they kind of need to rethink like the format of the tournament to give like not everybody equal time, but at least give the top performers more time than like the lower ones, in my opinion.
I think them going in cold was a lot more a dramatic change for them. So they'd have to change that kind of aspect of the top teams going in cold and not having that kind of momentum from group stages.
Yeah, and that was a thing that I mentioned last podcast too, which is like everybody was saying, well, this is going to decide the EUV-NA debate. And I'm like, no, it won't. It really won't. Because now you have this argument where it's like, no, well, C9 was just not warmed up against Fnatic, and Fnatic had, like a weaker group, which arguably they kind of did. So they got all this momentum, so it's not really fair for Cloud9 to go against that sort of team. And it's like, yeah. So it just didn't resolve anything for like that debate either.
Yeah. And then another thing that I thought was very strange was the actual finals was best of 5, and the semifinals were both best of 5. Kind of weird to me, but
it was weird, but I actually have no problem there because I honestly thought like without the semifinal best of 5, we wouldn't have the Najin Blacksword versus SK Telecom set.
And what I'm trying to say is maybe I feel like the final should always be the most amount of games. Maybe the final should be best of 7. I know that might be too many games, but
I'm
more
actually,
games.
Yeah, I'm actually going to disagree with you there. Like, I think that just having that discrepancy is pretty fine, as long as you don't get into like the quarterfinals that are like best of 5 or something ridiculous like that. I think that having the semifinals being best of 5 with the finals being best of 5 is pretty okay.
Well, I like the semis being best of 5. I do agree with them being best. I just feel like the final should have maybe been best of 7. But overall, didn't really matter. Probably SK would have just forwarded them at that point and just been a bigger stomp, or who knows. But yeah, no, it was just pretty well. Oh yeah, also another thing that I really want them to fix is the fact that, let's say I want to go to group stages, then I want to go to the semifinals. I gotta wait like 3 weeks in between all that. Like, what kind of ridiculous is that? I feel like they need to have a more consistency of play between them.
You mean the scheduling, or
the scheduling? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that I think was, and this is like one of those things that I'm kind of scared Riot is doing without knowing, is the fact that they're kind of selling out real hard, which is like, all right, yeah, we're at the Staples Center, yeah, we're at this stadium, and it's like, yeah, sure, but you're doing it at the cost of consistent play. I doubt you could have the Staples Center be the finals without like having that week lapse between like the other venue that they had the semifinals in. So it's
I think that week lapse for the finals to the semis was okay, but for like everything else, which is kind of ridiculous. And
because wasn't the semis the difference between the semis and group stages like a week too?
Yeah, it was.
Then like from semis to quarters was almost a week. Also, it was Monday to Friday.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot that it's quarter then semi. But yeah, I think that like for the group stages to quarters, sure, all right, maybe give them a week. But from quarters to semis, I want that like back to back. Because I mean, at that point, you're dealing with the same format almost. And sure, let's hype up the finals for like a week, but don't do that like throughout the entire tournament.
Oh, I think what they could have done is maybe Friday, Saturday, done the 2 quarters. Then see the thing. Then Monday, or I'm sorry, Sunday made the other ones, the semis.
The semis.
Yeah, but I feel like they need at least 1 day break in between it for the fact that like either because if you do 1 day the top ones, 1 day the bottom ones, and then the next day both of them, the winners, one team doesn't get a day break while the other one does. So I don't know if that could actually potentially affect.
So I guess to me that kind of goes into like some of the meta game that goes into like, no, we need to be on this side of the bracket so we don't get potentially screwed in the semifinals or something like that. Make every position count on the tournament bracket.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Yeah, that could be true. Yeah, that's another way to do it. I agree with that. I think overall, I feel like season 3 was pretty underwhelming, though. I feel like in comparison to like season 2, All Stars, just everything before this, it's just.
Yeah, I agree with you with the finals. The finals this time around were pretty. They did not live up to like the All-Star hype or Oh, that's a nice headset mustache you had going on there, Moose. But yeah. But
I didn't even think about it.
Oh yeah. At first I thought you were using Google Effects for a second. No, yeah, but
Google Effects.
All right, but it was really lackluster compared to like because they didn't have like the lead up to it. It was this weird performance that we already said. It wasn't like the CG animation that they had in the All-Star scene. It wasn't like they revealed champion. They didn't do like a sort of giveaway. They didn't do the giveaway thing that they did in season 2, which is like, all right, we're gonna put out a code out there, and everybody who was watching the stream will be able to put on that code for the icon. There was nothing there for people who like wanted something a little bit extra. So like, yeah, sure, you got the Staples Center, but for the people that were streaming, who the fuck cares where it's at? Like, I mean, come on. So I definitely agree that. That finals were very lackluster. I think the road to finals was way more interesting, though.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I feel like, and I didn't even really think about that until you mentioned it, but like, I remember last season they're just like, stick around for a code. Season 2 Summoner's icon, you're just like, oh shit, I need to get that.
Yeah, like it's like one of those things where it's like, yo, dog, I'm gonna put this Summoner icon there, and you'll know I was there watching. So.
See, I'm gonna put this piece of cake right there, just right there.
Yeah, and it's not even like it's that difficult of a thing to do. It's not even like a lot of people use that summoner icon, to be quite honest. But it built up the hype. It was like, oh, I wonder what the icon will be. So
climactic.
It was pretty climactic compared to what happened this finals. Yeah.
Yeah. Championship winners bundle.
Yeah, it's got it's basically their most played champs. With you can buy the champion plus skin.
Okay.
But yeah, so overall it's pretty. Something I was actually pretty excited about though that was announced was the new Challenger series.
The Coke Zero Challenger series.
Yes, that to me sounded extremely exciting for the new LCS
So,
or after their LCS that they're going to be showing them.
So I didn't really get a feeling of what that is. Can you give me the overview real quick?
Alright, so essentially, they're going to be, I think they said they're going to invite 16 or 32 teams, I can't remember exactly, and they're going to be basically running either a tournament or another like league, and the top 3 teams from that Challenger series will have the chance to play the bottom 3 teams of the splits to be able to enter the next split.
Okay, so it's is this going to be streamed at all, or?
Yes, it's going to be streamed right after every LCS game every week.
Right after LCS, and it's a tournament, or?
Let me verify that actually.
Yeah, because I mean, like the thing that that would be interesting for me is if the Challenger Series essentially had their own mini like else like, because the thing that kind of bums me out about the Challenger Series is you don't get a feel for who these guys are aside from like maybe some high profile guys like Maple Street was really known as like the Odd One's brother, and that was the thing that you knew about any of the Challenger Series teams. But like they're like, and I'm pretty psyched that like just to know a little bit more of the Challenger.
Okay,
team.
so it's basically like an amateur LCS is what it is.
Amateur LCS. All right.
Yeah.
That could be,
So
yeah, that could be pretty interesting, especially like the thing that I want to find out is like, are these Challenger teams subjected to relegation, and how that would work out? Would it be like just a Diamond 1 team, or how does that?
they're choosing teams based off the Challenger tier list and Diamond 1 teams, of course, that are able to make it.
So
Then
it's an invitational sort of thing, or?
Yeah, it's an invitation. They're gonna invite the top 32 teams that aren't already like in the LCS or whatnot, or are actually able to join and do this every week. There's not enough information whether they actually have to be there, such like the LCS, or if it's just gonna be played online.
Okay.
But yeah, essentially the top 3 teams from this get to face the 3 teams that are in relegation from the previous one. Then obviously, who knows how they do their relegation? They might have like half the teams get relegated, or then give everybody a month or something, and then they do top 32 teams again from the tier list. From the ladders. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of potential there. I'm really excited to see what happens.
It because before it was just like, oh yeah, these 3 teams lost. Who are they playing against? Salad Bar. Something Cat. I can't remember what the Cat team was called, but I remember the Cat team was Big Fat LPs, or what's his name? Is it Big Fat LP still?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think it's Big Fat LP. Okay, I can't. Okay, no,
Big Fat LP. It's Big Fat LP. It used to be Big Fat.
It's not GG. Okay, yeah, it's not GG. Okay, Big Fat LP. His old team, it was Cats. Cats is there a cat?
Asia Cats. Yeah.
Asia Cats, and then like 2 other teams, and you're just like, who are these people?
No, yeah, and that's what
yeah,
that's what I was saying. You didn't really know the team. You just knew the players that were kind of in there. Like, oh, that's Big Fat LP's team, and that's Maple Street's team. Who's Maple Street? Well, that's the Odd One's brother. Oh, I think I'm gonna be psyched. I don't know if that guy's any good, but he's the Odd One's brother. It's like, yeah, let me know a little bit more about the team. Come on.
Exactly. No, and I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm pretty excited for this new Challenger Series. It also gives a lot more a breath of life, I would say, to the Fives team ladder also, because there's more reason to want to play there. You know what I mean? What happens if you make it to number 1 in Challengers in the Fives ladder? Oh, you might get invited to the mini LCS amateur bracket. Oh, that's awesome. You know? So
yeah.
To me, that's really good.
Opportunity. That's what it is, in my opinion.
Oh wait, you're back. You're back, PF. I didn't even know.
Thanks. Sorry, I've just been listening. Okay.
No, yeah. The thing that see, I lost my train of thought. Yeah.
Boom. You're welcome.
I think a big thing also that I want to bring up is Riot had this issue where floor seats. There was some people that had floor seats, and hours before the event happened, the floor seats got canceled and no longer happened, and everybody who bought those seats were kind of like, your new seats are up at the top. Then when the event ended, they never got contacted by anybody about getting a refund or what would happen now. No, yeah, and a lot of them just left.
Yeah, this is all over Reddit, actually, and a lot of high-profile people that got those nosebleed seats, the one that comes to mind is Stonewall, actually got shafted by it, too. So a lot of people that are pretty influential in the community got shafted by this, and they're raising a huge stink about it. So now they're like, yo, we want our refunds, we want something. Talk to us, Riot, and Riot's been silent about this entire issue.
Riot actually made a post on the Reddit saying that they're trying to resolve it, and they emailed a few people personally.
Oh, did they? I haven't been keeping up with that thread.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so we're still not 100% sure. There's still obviously more information to come out about that. I really do hope everybody get refunded, because they went from having a $120 seat to having like probably like a $50 or $40 seat. So that's pretty big.
Oh god, I clicked on something. That's not good.
Oh, PF.
Oh,
You.
PF, what'd you do?
I
What'd you
clicked
do?
on.
Whoa!
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 Technology! Oh no!
Yes. So overall, I think it was championship was okay.
It was disappointing.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with that position. I'm just like, you know what? Yo, this was not as hype as the road to finals. I had a much bigger blast just following that up to finals, and once we actually got to the group stages, I didn't see all the games. And once we got to the actual bracket stages, I'm like, all right, I'll watch some of the games, but again, Moose had to like tell me, yo, this is the game to watch. This is actually a pretty hype game. Like, come on, man. If I have to like rely on like people to tell me, no, this is the match to watch, this is actually pretty good, then something is wrong with how you place the brackets or the format of the tournament. So.
Exactly. And overall, like I said, it was underwhelming, but it was still the finals, and I'm always happy to watch the finals. So, I'll continue to support it and hope for season 4, and season 5, and I just want this game to continue to grow and expand. Hopefully, it gets better, and that's just for.
Dude, what if this game like expands enough? You're like, okay, we're on season 25 championships. Oh my god.
Well, how is that different from like the fucking Super Bowl? We're at what, 50 on that or something? Who knows?
But the
Oh,
difference
God.
is football's something that'll never die. Where a specific video game, it's much harder for it to continue moving on forward
Right.
after X amount of years. But no. Oh, we're at season 25 World Championship. TSM. Hi guys. Old people, like, shit. Because they'd be like 40 something at that point.
Oh god.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think that they're. If in this hypothetical situation, League of Legends was still this astronomical thing, I think TSM would be around in their current incarnation.
They'd have
It
an
would be their
entirely new
kids.
roster.
You're right.
They'd have a new roster.
Yeah.
Except Wild Turtle. Wild Turtle would still be there.
Walter.
That man will never. That man is too fucking good. You know, Wild Turtle has like number 1, 3, and like I think it's number 5 spot on Challenger tier.
That is pretty bullshit that they allow that, in my opinion, considering how limited challenger spots are.
Hey, he makes a new account, and if that account gets a Challenger, he gets a Challenger.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, for the purposes of what challenger is, of like these are the elite people, like give a slot per person. Don't make it a per account basis.
So good.
I guess I can kind of see it, but I still like the fact that anybody can really get the Challenger.
I'm not saying that like you should limit it. I'm just saying like make sure that it's a per person basis.
This guy's so good, he's in Challenger 3 times. Deal with it.
Like if you want to go that route, like okay, fine, let him get to challenger 3 times, but link the account so it doesn't take spots from people. So.
Okay, that would be cool. Like, yeah, but then you wouldn't really have a Challenger number. Maybe just up Challenger spacing to 100 instead of 50.
Oh yeah, so Wild Turtle can have 5 instead of 3 or something.
I like it.
Yeah, that doesn't solve the problem. I think you have to like. You either limit it, you make a hard limit per IP address or something, and make it more difficult for people to like.
Well, then TSM can only have 1 person in the finals.
Okay, so that was a bad idea, but hear me out. Hear me out.
In Challenger.
Hear me out. You send a smoke signal. No, I'm just kidding. They have to figure it out though. Like I think that is a problem that needs to be fixed.
Alrighty, I can understand that. I think we're pretty much wrapping it up here.
I was gonna say awkward silence.
I think this is a pretty good place to end it. Shout outs to Final Fantasy IX. And so where can we find you guys if you're doing... Oh, actually, PF, we still planning on doing a draft after this?
That's what that was what I was assuming, dude.
Alright, so after this, I know me and PF are going to be doing I'm pretty sure a draft for Theros. So if you guys check us out, you can either check us out on one of our streams. He's going to link his stream now.
Wait, what?
Or he's not gonna link his stream now, and he's just gonna be confused.
Sorry,
Confused.
someone messaged me on League. I'm like, oh, fucking there, and then God
You can
damn
find
it.
him at twitch.tv/Leon760.
Yeah, I forgot to put that on my lower third.
You can also find him at youtube.com/Moose94.
Wait, what?
Oh, I mean, youtube.com/Hero94. Sorry, HERRO94. You can find him there.
Hello.
He'll be in one of my videos for at least Magic or something. Deal with it. Where can we find you, Jimmy?
So you can find me at twitch.tv/C2C_Shiro.
Shiro!
I haven't been active. I keep on saying I'll get there eventually.
How many podcasts is this? This is like the third one, right?
I think this might be the fourth one at this point. Actually, no. Yeah, it might be the fourth one. I don't know.
Oh God.
But
man.
yeah, like I'll get to streaming eventually. But you can find me there when I do. Yeah.
Moose, where can we find
Yeah.
you?
You can't find me anywhere.
Oh, okay.
You made that joke on your other podcast. You're a phony.
Oh shit, I did. Damn it.
Yeah, you
Fuck.
did.
Shit.
Holy crap.
Shit, I didn't even think about it. Fuck.
Holy
Damn.
crap! Reusing
Oh,
old
no.
jokes. This is the type of quality stream. Oh man.
Oh, maybe it was a joke to
Nah.
catch you up with another joke. Oh. But no, you can find me at twitch.tv/Moose94 or at youtube.com/Hero94, Twitter at Hero94. Once again, me and PF will be doing a draft after this with another one of our friends.
Are we gonna be triple casting this? Cause oh God, this is gonna be awful.
Probably. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
I don't-
We'll be dropping multi-link Twitches all across the place. But yeah, you'll be able to find us then. Besides that, that's pretty much it. The most important thing, though, that this man right there is gonna tell you. What should we do?
You should like, comment, and subscribe to our Twitches, to our YouTubes. One thing that I would like to also bring up is like that would actually inform you to when Moose is streaming his path to manliness that he's actually doing on Twitch.
Oh,
So
very good point.
You
I am
forgot to
doing a
plug that, so I have
Path
to do that for him.
Manliness. It is basically created by these two people, a tier list of how manly every champion in League of Legends is, and I'm playing them from least manly to manliest. And you guys should check it out. I've been streaming it pretty much every day, trying to get 2 or 3 champions down. Usually in ranked, a couple in normal, just because servers are down or something's an issue. But make sure you guys check that out.
Or it's just awful, Mr. I Jungle Soraka.
Ah.
To be fair, that is probably the manliest way to play Soraka.
We have to
Man.
play every champion in the manliest of ways. Come on, guys. Let's get this going. But remember, guys, that is all from us. Shout-outs to everybody who is watching and everybody who is manly. This is Hero94, and I'm signing out.
Bye.
Laters.